As good as the EOS R is, depending on what kind of work you'll be doing, there are some real drawbacks to getting it. Here are 10 reasons not to get the Canon EOS R. Hey guys, I'm Raphael, and welcome to the channel where our goal is to always fix it in camera and then finesse it in post. And I always appreciate the early thumbs up because the Canon EOS R is a great camera, but there are some real considerations you need to think about before deciding to buy one. And many of them are really focused on functionality and time savings. The first one is the touch bar. Look, I tried, and I tweaked and tested, and I just couldn't find a useful, intuitive, repeatable use for the touch bar. It's just a dead zone on the camera. If I did find something, I would have shared it by now. It's just not responsive enough. It takes too long to activate, so sorry, no go. The R5 and the 6 joystick, yes. The 4K crop is pretty substantial on the EOS R. It's 1.7 times. Think of it as the center portion of the sensor only. If you need full frame 4K or even Super 35 4K and you need to switch between photo and video mode really quickly, the R is not for you. Yes, Metabones makes a speed booster that reduces the 4K crop to 1.2 times, but you have to take it off if you want to take photos or film in HD. So that is a pain point for sure. Speaking of 4K, there is no 4K 60 frames per second. This kind of speaks for itself. If you need 4K and even a little slow-mo, not with the R. The single card slot was the biggest complaint with the EOS R from the beginning. If you get paid to capture or film any type of live events where you only have one chance to capture it, the dual card slot is vital for this. Using the R with only a single card slot in these situations is way too high of a risk. Though I have read recently that a vast majority of shooters don't even utilize the dual capture mode on the dual card slot cameras. So if you do have a dual card slot camera, make sure you do set it to redundant capture across the cards and purchase really good SD cards. 8-bit recording internal. The R does have 10-bit, but only via external recorder and only in cropped 4K. And no ability to record full frame HD 10-bit. Like, come on, if it had full frame 10-bit in HD over external, at least that would be something. No C-Log 3. To be honest, I'm not sure which C-Log it actually is. It's just a C-Log. And if you're not careful, you'll get really noisy shadows in anything outside of the native ISO 400. The R6 is definitely better at handling noise than the EOS R. No internal body image stabilization. IBIS is so key to increasing usable footage in low light, slow shutter speed settings. It's the difference between almost a nice shot to a winner capture. The EOS R has 120 frames per second, but only in 720p. Who would shoot anything in 720p nowadays? And to make it even worse, autofocus is disabled in high frame rate recording. I don't think that I've ever used high frame recording on the Canon EOS R. It's just a non-starter. As of this video, the EOS R is older than 2 years, which in itself isn't a bad thing. But I am a firm believer in buying the best you can afford in the balance of what you will be able to use in the long run. And for those of you who are waiting for the EOS R Mark II, I don't feel Canon will release an EOS R Mark II. It would be nice, but I feel the R6 is the R Mark II. It has all the things the R was missing. Dual SD card slots, IBIS, 10-bit internal, full frame 4K, and 120 frames in HD with autofocus. The R was launched October 2018 at a starting price of $22.99. I believe that it was a testing the mirrorless market camera for Canon. I feel that it will go down as its own thing. I am 99% sure there will be no R Mark II. I don't know where it would fit in the current roadmap. It would make more sense to drop the price of the R6 below 2K and add more functionality through firmware updates. If 10-bit is important and you have a newer computer that can edit the high efficiency video codec or H.265 and have the budget of what the original R launched for at $299, then go for the R6. It is what the R should have been from the very start. And if you feel that any of the things that I mentioned will slow down your workflow, go with the R6. However, if none of the things I mentioned change the way you feel about the EOS R, check out this video about 10 reasons why the R is still worth it. The R is a great camera in its own right, and perfect for some. What are your needs in a camera? Is the R good for your workflow? Is it enough to get all that you need? As always, thanks for watching, Give me a big thumbs up, subscribe. I'm Raphael. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.